Hello and welcome to this episode of Cooking with Carter. Today we're going to do a classic style Reuben and a what I call a country style Reuben. Now the classic style involves three things. It involves corned beef, which I have 6 pieces sliced in half, and then I have an additional 3 pieces for the other country style Reuben. And then Swiss cheese, and then we've got sauerkraut, we've got complete seasoning, and we've got Thousand Island dressing. So basically, the Italian, rye bread is in the toaster. It's regular rye bread, not seeded. Okay, so all we're gonna do, we got the skillet heated up to 300 degrees exactly. She's popping, she's happy. Here we go. We drop the corned beef in. Now I'm gonna do the classic Reuben first. Okay. So we're going to let this heat up. Now this literally takes about a minute to a minute and a half. It's nothing at all. You open that sauerkraut, you're going to know it's sauerkraut, boy. Because it'll wake up your mama, I can guarantee you that. So we're gonna put a spoon of that over here, and we're gonna grab about actually 2 more forkfuls, and that's gonna go right into the one good size. There you go. Okay, got your sauerkraut in. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of pack that into a square. Real quick like, press down on the corned beef, go underneath the corned beef here, turn it over, and you can see this dark color on the corned beef. That's what you want. Go ahead and push the first. Yep. Got the rye toast in the toaster. You can do it either in the skillet or in the toaster. I decided to do in the toaster a little quicker. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the sauerkraut, put the sauerkraut right on top, and if you notice that it doesn't go on, look, just pick the thing up, set it right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is not rocket science. Very simple. Lay the Swiss cheese on top. Okay. Now if I time this just right, I'm going to let this melt down, and you'll see the Swiss cheese actually start to goo up, kind of like, it's almost going to look like a paste, really. Once it's done, I'm going to pull this over to the side. You get a little bit of sauerkraut here. That's just fine. Take that, put it right on top of there. Press down, about 12 seconds. Toast will pop up momentarily, about 15 seconds from now. Now, when you get ready to plate this, and you'll see that Swiss cheese is starting to melt just a little bit. You just want it to melt a little bit. You don't want to go too crazy with it. Okay, we'll go ahead and sit the plate down. The way to take this out, straight underneath. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay, just you can leave it right there. I'm just going to hold it for a second. Let all that drain off. Now I'm going to leave this on the spatula so that when the toast does pop up, all I've got to do is turn this over once the Thousand Island dressing is on the Reuben. So when we come back, the toast will be popped up, and I'm going to present this sandwich for you. We'll be back in just a minute on Cooking with Carter. Alright, we're back, and thank you for waiting. Sorry about the commercials, but that has to happen. So what we've got now is we've got a finished Reuben, and we've got the meat and sauerkraut and cheese on the bottom, and we put another slice of Swiss cheese and a little bit of the more cooked sauerkraut on the top, so you can see how it's melted down. Now what I'm going to do, the Thousand Island dressing, which is right here, I'm going to just flip this over.
It's wrong side. Oh, okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to actually flip the whole sandwich over. And I'm just going to press down. Okay. It's still quite warm, and the Thousand Island saturates into the bread. Real quick cut. Nice sharp knife. Straight down. One more time.
There it goes.
Okay, now I'm going to turn this so that you can see what it looks like on the inside. Just like that. And just to show that my food is real and I don't die, nice, good, solid taste. Sauerkraut, the more you use, the stronger it is. Less you use, less strong it is. Now, we're going to have some fun because we're going to do a country style Reuben on this here. We're going to start with about, I would say, a spatula full of potatoes. Now, yes, potatoes is not a real word, I understand. Real quick, flip it down. Now the key here is to keep these in water until you get ready to drop them in. And you want to form these into a square or a rectangle or any shape you want it to be. And the way to do that is not move them around a lot. We're going to take a second spatula full of potatoes. These have been shredded and grated. Turn it over. Press it down. Now the key here, like I said, is not to move this a lot. Now your potato is going to be your base. Okay, so we'll let that fry up. Okay, we'll go ahead and push our toast down. And we'll grab the green towel because we got a puddle of water from the drainer. And there it is. Oh yay, evaporation can be fun. Do that.
Like our parking lot.
Alright, there we go. It's the hits of the cameraman. And we'll do that. And do that. And do that. Very nice. And there we go.
Toss it over.
Toss it over there. Now, once this is just about brown where you want it, press down and I'm going to show you how this hardens. Okay, so you got that. You turn it over. That's what you want. And that's going to happen on both sides. We're going to sprinkle just a little bit of complete seasoning on the potatoes. There we go. And there we go. Now, that one side has been done. This is where it gets fun. Meat.
Oh, you don't both at once.
Meat.
Get it at first. So I should do that one too.
And meat. Now, we take our Swiss cheese. And the Swiss cheese is the key. Can you slide that over? That Swiss cheese over the on the. And then I'm going to take these two, and once the bread pops up, we're going to put these on the top for the Thousand Island. And
there.
that
Oh, come on.
cheese is just not. There we go.
Not cooperating.
Come on. There it is. That's good enough. Okay. Don't murder it. It's already dead. There we go. So now...
Was milk ever really alive?
It's a curdling experience. So now what we've got... Now every once in a while... Press down. Because all this is going to do... And this is where you want to be quick. Okay, you get down here. 1, 2, 3. And it's okay if the hash browns don't cooperate just right. Turn it around. Press it back down. Everything will be fine. You can see that these are going to crisp up. You can leave them on as long as you want. I'm going to do it real light. Okay. When that first sandwich comes around, we'll bring the plate over in just a moment and I'll throw that on there. And you don't have to go real heavy on the Thousand Island because... Alright, so I'm going to move this over here. Have you sit that in front of me. Thank you, sir. I'll move my sandwich onto the platter. Second toast comes up. Now all you do for this, right on the bottom, just like that. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, we put a piece of cheese on top. Take your bread. Bread goes on top. Bring it over. Smush it down. Now, I'm going to give this one a flip. One, two, three. Okay, here we go. Leave this side down just a little bit longer. Now, this is not going to have that standard crunch that you're used to unless you really brown up your hash browns. But I didn't brown them all the way up because I don't want them to take over the dish. And potato is very powerful, so you want to be careful with that. So what we've got here, you can see how this potato is darkened up. Okay, we're gonna move this sandwich over. This will be mine on this side. Okay, we'll go ahead and take half the bread and put her down. Nice press. Go underneath. Beautiful. That's exactly what I want to do there. Take this. Let it fall off the spatula right onto the bread. Okay, there it is. Bread on top. Sit that down. Smush that. Okay, we're done with the skillet. Thank you. Okay. Actually, you know what? Turn that skillet back on, Max. Let me do these last little bit of potatoes here on camera. I'm going to show them how to crisp those up. You can go right back to 300, it's fine. Yeah, right on in. Now, I was talking about earlier, just to show you, and this will be, just part of the episode just to show you, but what you want to have a nice crispy potato, cake, get it compacted in a corner. Get it compacted in the corner where your grill heats up the quickest and heats up the most. In a couple of episodes ago, when we first started the show, one of the things I talked about was one side of your grill particularly will heat up a little bit
to the element.
Right. But this one tries to have an element all the way across, and it does, but still you have one side that heats up just a little bit better. Now you notice what I'm doing? I'm just patting it down, basically compacting it. Now, the key here, leave it. Don't flip it. Don't do anything with it. You can season it, a little bit of complete seasoning, real simple. A couple of shakes because this stuff is strong. There it is. You can do it on both sides if you want. Now, it's going to take about 6.5 to 7 minutes to brown up. So once this browns up, 6.5 to 7, and you're good to go. Now, since this is browning up, we'll get this kind of out of the way, and I'll let Max give his sandwich a cut and my sandwich a cut, and we'll test out the Southern style Reuben. Tip, guys, when you're passing a knife, make sure you pass it handle first, because you don't want to gouge your cameraman's hand, then he can't do any work. Alright. And move the camera slightly. Yep. There we go. Right on through, perfect. And that is a Southern style Reuben. Basically, you can see the steam coming out of that. Yeah. Looks good, smells good, and hopefully it tastes good. Alright, Max, you do the honors. I did the last one, you do this one. Tell me what you think.
Alrighty then. Oh yeah, that's really good. Has a lot of different tastes than what I'm used to, but still pretty good.
Well, the sauerkraut, we were talking about that. Max is not a sauerkraut fan. Sauerkraut is good in combinations of different things because sauerkraut itself is very sour, very tangy. So you want to pair that with a heavier taste like your corned beef. Now, there is a such thing as what I call a mega Reuben, and a mega Reuben is basically the same thing except you take corned beef, Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, topped with pastrami, which is a very, very salty kind of cured meat, so you got to be careful of how much you use. I use 1 to 2 slices on that. We'll do a mega Reuben some other time, maybe, I don't know. It depends on if my stomach can handle it. But let me just take a bite of my Western style Reuben, or
country style.
Country style, where the cowboys are.
Or used to be.
Oh yeah. That's got a lot of different taste. Wow, that tastes totally different than the.
Yes.
It's good though.
It's a nice contrast to the sauerkraut one.
It's with that potato not being as hard as I thought it was gonna crisp up to be. It's still good. It's got that very soft taste to it. Now, going to flip this. See, that's the problem that you're going to run into. And I'm probably going to have to do this in half, which I will. That's okay. Go over here. Thank you, Max. See, that potato, when it doesn't square properly. That's a problem that you get because it's not. It tends to stick as soon as that that spray or the cooking spray that you spray it down with evaporates. It dries out, and the potato will absorb everything that's there. Now we'll show you. Leave that for about 7 minutes. Take that out, and that's pretty simple. That's all you do. So that's going to do it for this episode. It's a magazine now. This episode of Cooking with Carter. We'd like to thank everybody for the 900 views that we've hit on YouTube. Keep those views coming. Comment, subscribe. We will see you next time where the meals we make are worth the wait. See you soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Cooking with Carter.